I've learned to love a God that is so faithful to me that I choose to believe. When I look at what God has done for me throughout my life, I don't see any other choice for me than to believe. My God is faithful. He has done so many things that are constant in my life. And He's not only my Savior, but He's now my best friend. And you want to spend time with a best friend. And so it's important to do that. And as I think about Jesus and I look at Him throughout my life, I begin to think, at what point did God really come to mean something to me? When I was about 10 or 11 years old, I remember taking baptismal classes with our local pastor. And I think that's the first time I came to realize that, hey, there's something to this God. I mean, I grew up in a Christian home, but to make God your own was huge. And I began to see a God that I wanted to know more about. When I was 14, my brother was killed in a car accident. And that was the very first time that I automatically reached for my Bible. I knew I needed the God that was in there. I felt like I need that constant. I need that faithful companion. And I found myself throughout the time I was in high school of turning to that Bible and that God. When I was in college, I remember so specifically a time I went to Union where it was a week of prayer. We had an opportunity to hear Roger Bothwell talk about the character of Jesus, and we saw Him in so many beautiful ways. And at an afterglow under the clock tower at Union College, God became so real to me. I experienced His constant love and faithfulness in a way that I felt like I was going home. And when I went home with Jesus, and I continue to go home with Jesus, I just want to believe. I just want to believe. And so it's a constant. God is faithful. And when I got my first job was teaching. And I was actually teaching what would now be family and consumer sciences. But for some reason, God opened another door. And He faithfully pushed me, I guess, to take a look at teaching Bible. And it was the right decision. And God has led me in so many different ways in just teaching. Again, God is faithful. So then you get married, and your life changes somewhat because you're sharing it with a spouse. But I've been so blessed because for Tim, God is his constant as well. He is his hope and his surety. And you raise children, and what a blessing it is to see your children pray, to get down on their knees and ask Jesus to be their friend. And you realize once again, God is faithful. Whether God has helped us sell a house, held my hand as I went through cancer, God is faithful. Yeah, I believe because I serve a God that is faithful. He loves me. He's done so much for me. I choose to believe in response because I want to now be His faithful follower too.
Thy faithfulness.